Hi, I'm Dr. Mike Heighthouse. South Florida is home to some amazing wildlife, but it's having to deal with uninvited guests. We need your help to study these invasive species.
Many of these animals are finding a new home in North America's largest wetland, the Everglades. The climate and conditions here are warm, wet, and wild, a perfect home for tropical invasive species. But before we get into the research, let's learn a little more about them.
The species in natural biological communities have usually been living together for a really long time, thousands or even millions of years. But recently, the balance of ecosystems around the world has been upset by invaders.
Humans are largely at fault for this change. As we colonized the world, we brought along some invited guests, like horses and cows, but also some unwelcomed animals, like the Norway rat.
We call these newcomers exotic species, species that are found in a place they don't naturally occur. Now, some of them aren't that big a deal. They just can't quite hack it in the new environment. But others thrive, and they can outcompete or eat the locals. We call these invasive species.
Invasive predators can be a real problem for local species because they don't have the defenses to fend them off, and they become easy prey.
We're about to learn more about invasive species in South Florida, like this iguana. But before we do that, I need you to do some background research. That's a good first step in any scientific investigation. Great job, guys. Now you know exactly what invasive species are and the kind of damage they can do. But now it's time for the second step of our investigation. That's making observations. This is Joe Wazalewski. He's a biologist and reptile expert. We're going to work with him to learn about invasive species in Florida. So is this a place where there are lots of exotic reptiles?
It sure is. The weather here is so nice and warm pretty much year-round. But the problem we're having here are these exotic animals that are coming in and literally taking over.
Well, we got to go take some observations, so we're going to walk around. You get ready to take some notes.
Keep observing and listen to Joe. Make a list of the native and exotic species and some of the important characteristics for each.
Oh, wow, look at that. There, I'll get him. Whoa, look at that.
Now, that does not look like something that is supposed to be here.
No, this is a terrifying animal. We're terrified that this is going to take over here in Homestead area.
How did they get here?
The only way any of these reptiles or any of these exotic animals get in areas like this is through the pet trade. People buy a cute little monitor, and when it grows and gets nasty, they think they're doing the animal a favor. It's against the law in Florida to release non-indigenous species.
Gorgeous animal, but why do we not want these in Florida?
Oh, this is a predator. It's an efficient predator, and you'll never guess what their favorite fruit in Africa happens to be.
Crocodile eggs?
Yeah, man.
Man.
It's really terrifying for us. If these animals get a foothold, they could put a dent on the American crocodile population.
Good, well, let's keep having a look around and see what else we can find.
All right.
Maybe we'll find some native reptiles.
This right wow, this is something really special. You're not going to see this every day. You know what that is?
No, what is that?
That's an indigo snake. That's a protected species here in Florida. And we're really lucky to see this.
So how big do these get?
That's the largest native snake in America.
Wow.
And they get up to 8 feet long.
Well, let's let it be here.
Yeah.
See what else we can find. That is so cool.
Yes, it is.
So, are there any invasive plants we have to worry about in here?
Yeah, actually, that's what I'm always on the lookout for. And just as you speak, this is one of the worst invasive plants in South Florida. This is called Brazilian pepper.
And why is it so bad?
Oh, it spreads. This tree here, in a couple of years, take over this entire area, and wildlife can't even go through it, so we need to get rid of it.
Okay, let's get rid of it.
Always get the roots.
Okay.
We got it, roots and all.
Excellent.
Now always, when you pull one of these, keep the roots up. Put it upside down high, sure to die that way.
Cool.
Hey Mike, check this out.
Wow.
Look at that. That
That is fantastic.
Yeah, that's one of our most brilliant native snakes. That's called a red rat snake or a corn snake.
So how big do these guys get?
They get up to about 5 feet in length, and they're equally at home in the trees as they are on the ground.
Boy, we're having a lot of luck today,
Yeah,
seeing
yeah,
stuff. Let's see what else we can find.
All right. Whoa, look at that. That's a chicken turtle. That's a native turtle. But I don't get to see many of them.
Yeah, he's really shy. He's pulled out of his shell there.
Yeah.
Why do they call him a chicken turtle?
Well, guess what it tastes like?
Oh, it doesn't eat chickens? Okay.
No.
Well, since this is a native species, we should probably leave it alone and see what we can find.
Okay, but it's really neat to see.
Oh, it's fantastic. Oh, check this out.
Oh, yeah.
That is a nice little iguana.
Yeah, it is. It's a subadult. See how bright green it is? As they grow older, they lose that color. It sort of gets dull, and the males get nice and orange.
Wow, and they're just all over Florida.
From Palm Beach County down to Key West, they're all over.
Yeah. Well, let's keep on looking.
All right.
What's that?
Yeah, that's it there. Yeah. Ready? I'll get him.
Nice catch.
We got him. There. Yeah, this is called a red-eared slider. This is your basic invasive turtle.
And where are they from?
They're from the Midwest, and actually they do reach into a county or two of northern Florida, but they're nowhere near South Florida.
But they're all over now.
Now they are.
Yep. Well, let's get him out of here.
Yeah, we can't release that. We'll take this.
Making good observation is an important first step in scientific investigations. Now take the time to finish up your notes.
Wasn't that fantastic? You guys did a great job on those observations. But there was one species we didn't see that's a real problem here in Florida.
Here, hang on to that. Wow. Burmese python.
Wow. Now, this is not one out of the wild.
No, this happens to be a captive snake that I use in outreach. It's quite used to people.
Can we go out and try to find some in the wild?
I tell you what, it's a good day. I could take you out where I've caught him before.
Let's try it.
Let's go.
Okay, time for the next step of the investigation. We need to find out if there are adults out here that could breed. If there are, it could be big trouble. Burmese pythons are from Asia. They are powerful and aggressive predators. Here in the Everglades, they eat native species and also compete for resources with predators like alligators. You'd be surprised. A 20-foot Burmese python is not easy to find in the dense sawgrass. But thankfully, Joe is an expert tracker, and he has good instincts on where to find them.
They could be anywhere out here. In fact, right there. There's one. I told you. Wait. Let me try to get him out in the open here. Watch.
That's a decent sized snake.
This is about the average. Oh, look at there. He wants a piece of you.
Yeah, not happy.
See, these wild pythons are not tamed.
No.
Here, you want to hold on to? I want to collect some information here.
Now remember, Burmese pythons are dangerous animals, and Joe is very experienced, so don't try this at home.
Kind of hang on to that head there.
Yep, believe me, I'm hanging.
Okay.
Joe and I need to collect important data, and the first thing we do is measure the snake.
Right along the vertebra. Very good. I'll hold it here. You straighten the snake out. Good. Keep going. Okay,
so that's 222 centimeters, which is about 8 feet.
About 8 foot.
So this is a snake that could be breeding.
If this were a male, it would be mature. It's probably a little small for a female.
Okay. But this is one reason we need to know about the size of the animals out here to know if they might actually be breeding in the wild.
Exactly.
Next, Joe uses a probe to determine if it's a male or a female snake.
So this is a female.
So she's likely not breeding yet, but Joe wants to know if she was born in the wild. To do that, he uses an electronic device that detects a microchip.
No.
No chip in this one.
So this is a snake that hatched in the wild.
Exactly.
Not a good sign if we're trying to reduce the python numbers in the Everglades.
Okay, can you give me the tail?
Actually, it's great.
Good. Now what you do, let go of this hand.
Yep.
Now throw it in there. Good job.
I'm good at getting my hands out of the sharp end. Pretty much smack on 5 kilograms. So that's about 11 pounds. Okay, we're gonna send you the data from this snake and other pythons captured here in the Everglades. You use it to make some graphs and learn more about this invasive species. Great job, guys. You learned that pythons here in the Everglades might be breeding in the wild. But how many of them are out here?
Well, we don't know exactly how many, but we know there's thousands.
Could it be as many as tens of thousands?
It certainly could be.
That could have a big impact on the Everglades.
On the Everglades and all the inhabitants of the Everglades.
With so many pythons out there, we'd better get back to work. And it doesn't take long for Joe to find another one.
There's one. Oh, look at that. All right.
Oh, nice grab.
Thank you. Wow. Here, grab the tail.
Very feisty.
Yeah.
Same procedure as before.
Good.
And 202.0. And way back in.
That's a male.
Okay.
All the way to the head now. Throw it. Good job. Oh, no, it's right at 5.
Yeah.
Let's get him.
And another one.
I got him.
A good day for catching pythons.
Right behind the head.
Yep.
You hold the head. So that's 150 plus.
Yep.
That's a female. Now, this is a wild python for sure.
Wow. So what do we do to get rid of them?
You know, a lot of work is being done now. We've got people out here trapping them.
Now, we had a really cold snap here in Miami a couple weeks ago, and you see lots of dead exotic reptiles. Did that hurt the exotic reptiles more than the natives?
Yeah, exotic reptiles are built for tropical areas, and this cold wasn't tropical. It was unprecedented, and we lost a lot of different exotic reptiles, including some pythons.
We'll send you some data on the temperature thresholds that exotic and native reptiles can survive under. You make some graphs and figure out how they might be affected if the climate of Florida were to change. Great job, team. Today you learned a lot about invasive species, and you're well on your way to becoming scientists. You did background research, you made observations, you graphed data, and you used those data to make predictions. Remember, there's lots more cool science out there, so until next time, keep on exploring.